everybody, how's it going? So welcome to another One Piece review. This time I'll be covering manga chapter 1097, titled Ginny, with the cover page because it's actually connected to the chapter. Because we start off with the cover page, we've got Kuma with the two of the subordinates that would become members of Barney's crew associated with Ginny and Kuma. So you got Kuma hunting salmon and you got Ginny getting ready with the grill. So that's kind of cool, and it ties in with the chapter. So a lot of people pointed this out, that the two people that tried to pick on Kuma and Kuma actually helped them out by taking care of their injuries. Those two ended up in Barney's crew and ended up helping Ginny and Kuma out. So that's actually really cool if that's the case. The chapter starts 30 years ago. This took place 8 years after the God Valley incident, which is cool because we actually get ages for both of them. So Kuma at this point is 17 years old. I guess he's taken away the pain of elders from that village, and you got a group of them having their pain taken away. Ginny shows up, and it's revealed she's 21 years old. So she's 4 years older than Kuma. So I'm glad that got confirmed and established, because there's a lot of question marks about Barney's age, which I'll get to by the end of it. So Ginny shows up. She's pissed off because Kuma's taking away the pain, and the elder people are like, "Can you work Saturdays too?" And she's like, "No, you only get 1 day a week. You only get Sunday." And it's obvious she doesn't want to be mean, but the reason is she's getting temperamental is because of the impact it has on Kuma after he takes away the pain. And the reason why we're struggling because apparently the new king Bokori has a reputation as a cold-blooded king because he has connections with the Tenryubito. So I love the panel of this King Bakuri. On the upper panel, on the below panel, you can see him from being a total scrub. Yeah, he's definitely associated with the Celestial Dragons, all right. And even the elders say, even if it wasn't for our aches and pains, we'd kill him already. So he's already a scrub. So Kuma takes away the pain, take away light or pain or sickness. I also think you should throw in fatigue into that category too, because I think that's something else that he can take away. Once the villagers are gone and it's safe to go back inside, Kuma jumps into that paw to take the pain himself, which I think is interesting because this goes back to what I said in the previous chapter, and not only the description of Kuma's hands now being the hands of liberation, but also his abilities of taking away pain on the bullies that were picking on him. So Oda highlighted that for a reason. And then in this chapter, he does the same thing, but also indicates that Kuma can take that pain himself. So we've seen this before with Zoro, only this time Kuma's taking the pain from the elders, and it's a lot of it, apparently. But chapter, Kuma could take that pain after he extracts the fatigue and pain away from Luffy and allow him to get back in the game. Pretty much go into Gear 5th as the reincarnation of Sun God Nika. And I think that's when Barney's going to recognize Luffy as Nika. That's where I think this is going. Oda, again, is very shrewd, but there's no other reason. We already know this from Kuma. Like, it can take away the pain. But this is just kind of a recap on the part of Oda, in case you forgot. And Barney is like, oh, I'm sorry. So Ginny is like tearing up because she knows the impact this has on Kuma. The parallels between the past and the present are going to be very prevalent very soon. So Kuma seriously takes a lot of damage, but he's happy as long as he can make everyone else happy. And Oda continues to make this Kuma backstory a top 5 tragic backstory. A lot of people want to make this into the #1 backstory. I think it's because of the God Valley, but I also think that Law, Robin, and Brook may have a claim about that as well. So it's definitely in the top 5, but I think it's more dark than it's tragic. Because I think, honestly, I think Law's situation was just as worse. But yeah, it's definitely getting up there, and it's smart on the part of Oda because it makes you want to resonate and hope that Kuma can get through this. And even if he doesn't, it's going to lead to Barney's liberation. So Kuma changes his subject and he says, "Oh, let's see." And Ginny's like, "Yay!" So, and Oda gives us time skips throughout this entire chapter. So it dwindles down to 25 years ago. So 5 years pass. And Ginny is all about that business. She's like, "Yo, let's get married." And Kuma's like, no. And Ginny's like, "Yo, let's do it. You love me, don't?" So you can make that what you will. Ginny is 26 and Kuma is 22 at this point. So yeah, so I think this is why Oda decided to different part of Kuma's relationship intertwine in this chapter, because Ginny's like, I'll make you happy, and Kuma's like, yeah, I'm happy, but I'm the one who has Buccaneer blood, my wife, and he's thinking about what happened with his parents. So yeah, but we know but we know something's going to happen between them, so it's just a matter of when. So either way, this is interesting, because this is where Kuma finds out about Dragon for the first time, a member of the Freedom Fighters, and he already sees Dragon as a hero. And I guess it goes quote unquote what the cover page, because Kuma was looking at hunt salmon, and here we have villagers giving fish back to Kuma and Ginny. I guess Ginny, being rejected, gets pissed off because she literally throws a bucket at Kuma, and then it dwindles down to 3 years after this, because we go to 22 years. So it looks like the kingdom led by King Bokuri managed to capture a few elders, because Kuma shows up and he's pissed. I guess to help the villagers out, Kuma allows himself to be captured, and it's not the only one, because we see Ginny, 3 friends that are helping him out. It looks like they end up with Barney, his crew, pre-time skip. So we see all 5 of them in the prison, and Ginny was like, we ran them up because we demanded that we get you back. So this is where Dragon and Ivankov pop up like bosses to like bust down the doors and actually free Kuma, Ginny. Dragon automatically takes down King Bokuri. He pulls up, he frees Ginny, Kuma, and then you got the hype from the narrator. So they've caused a lot of angry protests against the government in every kingdom. The freedom fighters established after the great dawn of piracy, talking about Roger's execution. I know this because a young dragon was there, and here we see Dragon without any markings. After the tragedy of Ohara's destruction, they're armed with determination. Dragon and Ivankov are the 2 main pillars, with the addition of Kuma. So they're the main pillars of the Revolutionary Army. Later, it goes on, later they transformed. That became famous all over the world. And we got a shot of the Freedom Fighters. Now, what's interesting is like Ginny and Kuma, obviously, they join Dragon at this point. Ivankov obviously reunites with Kuma and his sister, so that's actually really cool. They show up, they pull up, they free Kuma and Ginny, they become members of the Freedom Fighters, which was the genesis of the Revolutionary Army. Now, there isn't too much to know when it comes to like this group shot, other than the main players that we know about. But if you look at the girl to the right that's beside Dragon, she's clearly wearing a hat with the goggles. It does give me Bella Betty vibes, but the outfit's a little bit different. I don't know. But considering we have seen none of these characters, I'm going to assume something happened to them. Because by the end of this chapter, a serious incident is about to go down involved from the Revolutionary Army. So we lend a hand to rebellions in order to overthrow kings. But most importantly, this particular king they came to take down was affiliated with celestial dragons. We getting Kuma's flashback right now. It's only a matter of time until we get Dragon's flashback. So 8 years pass after this. So this becomes 14 years. You see, Ginny looks like a boss. I'm going to say like, we see Ginny with a gun. So I don't know if like that kind of confirms if she has a devil fruit or not. But either way, she does say, did you see it in my face? Well, it's about tomorrow. We'll meet up with Kumichi's division, right? That's why I'm happy. So she says something. She's happy about something. Someone shows up, kidnaps Ginny, and takes down that group. She's the Eastern Revolutionary Army captain by this point. That's not a joke. Ivankov and Ginny survived the incident in God Valley before Kuma got them away. So I'm just saying that's not something to be underestimated. Then it cuts away to the Revolutionary Army HQ in Baltiga, which obviously they did, because that's not the case anymore. But yeah, that's how that chapter ends, because they get word that Ginny has been captured. Kuma is going to get word as well, and that's where all hell's about to break loose. So we knew something was going to happen with Ginny. I don't know if she's going to die from this. Now, I like this chapter because it focuses on the interaction between Ginny and Kuma, where it kind of needs to, in order to build some sympathy towards Kuma and Barney, most specifically, in the present. So the fact that Ginny has been captured and needs to be liberated, Ginny's daughter Barney, who's now in dire straits at the hands of Saturn. So we see someone show up and take the group that was with Ginny down, and obviously kidnap her. So who was that figure that showed up? It could have been Saturn or somebody affiliated with the Gorosei, or it could be an admiral. We don't know, and the reason I say it's an admiral because of what's going on right now. So I'm just thinking about how narrative it could all tie together. Or it could throw a curveball. It could be somebody completely different. It's looking like these sins of the past echo what's going on in the present, because we have Ginny captured in this chapter, needed to be liberated, and obviously in the present, Barney definitely needs to be liberated. Is in grave danger right now. So there's obviously a lot of question marks about Barney after this chapter, because there was no mere mention of Barney and being born. When we first saw her, it said she was 24 in the pre-time skip. Now she would be 26. However, I will say, if you look at Ginny's final conversation with the group she was with, then it makes it seem like, oh, she's going to meet with Kumichi. So also, if this would be kind of a good opportunity for Oda to explain how Barney when she came in touch with that devil fruit, her devil fruit. So that's something that could be added to this. So either two things: either Barney is already born and she's about to say something to Kuma before she dies, or something else. So she's not going to die until she gives Kuma the word that Barney's being born. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't know about you, but that may lead to Barney already been born without Oda actually officially stated it. That's how this flashback's going to end, because it's definitely ending by chapter 1100. And I don't know if you want to put this to being even more evidence that Dragon's going to show up on Egghead Island. And because of Ginny's capture, there's something else that could play a role here. And that could be, is this what the government used to try and bargain with Kuma, knowing the devil fruit he has, to become not only a Shishibukai, because we know he does, but also to actually allow Vegapunk to experiment on Kuma. But to me, the most important thing to me is that it added a more emotional to the whole situation involving Barney and Kuma, because Kuma right now is on death's door. And for those who are saying that Barney may be adopted, just look at the appearance of Ginny and tell me you don't see Barney in that appearance. I'm sorry, no. So I'm real curious about the guy that pulled up and kidnapped her, because I think, like I said, it has to be Saturn or an admiral for it to make narrative sense, or at least tie back to what's going on in the present. It could be Alkainu, because he has an axe to grind. And by the way, something to note, by the end of this chapter, Dragon is donning the markings. With Dragon, I was kind of hoping we could see Dragon, but what he's capable of. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna find out sooner rather than later. Maybe with chapter 1100 around the corner, who knows? So yeah, this is a very impactful chapter. Like I said, they're adding more emotional layers to what's already an emotional flashback involving Kuma, but now the emotion adds on to Ginny, and now it's going to be felt in the present, like I said, with Barney. Like I said, the past mirrors what's going on in the present, so it's only a matter of time until we see Dragon show up. I'm telling you right now, if that's not what this is leading to, I don't know what else to tell you. So that's going to be crazy when that happens. Saturn is a dead man, I'm telling you right now. Saturn may be hype right now, but we don't really know what Dragon's capable of. And he is out for blood when it comes to the world government. So I would not sleep on that right now. I'm guessing we're going to find out what happens to Ginny in the next chapter. And honestly, I can't wait to see all this get animated, because it's going to be some crazy stuff. It's going to be interesting to see the direction they go in once Wano is over with. Are they going to stick with the same animation, or is it going to be completely different? So yeah, I can't wait to see Egghead animated, and I can't wait to see what happens next. As we get closer and closer to chapter 1100, that's going to do it for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Like the review if you did, a thumbs up. I appreciate that. I appreciate all you guys' support. Subscribe to the channel for more One Piece. Catch you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye.